The film made her feel like someone watching a film. The meaning of this escaped her. But this wasn't truly film, was it? In the strict sense. In the broader meaning, she was watching a film, a movie, a more or less moving picture. She understood completely why the film was projected without sound. It had to be silent. It had to engage the individual at a depth beyond the usual assumptions, the things she supposes and presumes and takes for granted. When an actor moved a muscle, when eyes blinked, it was a revelation. Every action was broken into components so distinct from the entity that the watcher found herself isolated from every expectation. She understood for the first time that black and white was the only true medium for film as an idea, film in the mind. She almost knew why, but not quite. For this film, in this cold, dark space, it was completely necessary. Black and white. One more neutralizing element. A way in which the action becomes something near to elemental life, a thing receding into its drugged parts. The slightest camera movement was a profound shift in space and time, but the camera was not moving now. He's turning his head. It was like whole numbers. The woman could count the gradations in the movement of his head. He turns his head in 5 incremental movements rather than one continuous motion. It was like bricks in a wall, clearly countable, not like the flight of an arrow or a bird. Then again, it was not like or unlike anything. His head swiveling over time on his long, thin neck. It takes close attention to see what is happening in front of you. It takes work, pious effort to see what you are looking at. She was mesmerized by this, the depths that were possible in the slowing of motion, the things to see, the depths of things so easy to miss in the shallow habit of seeing. In the time it took for him to turn his head, there seemed to flow an array of ideas involving science and philosophy and nameless other things. Or maybe she was seeing too much. But it was impossible to see too much. The less there was to see, the harder she looked, the more she saw. This was the point. To see what's here, finally to look and know you're looking, to feel time passing, to be alive to what is happening in the smallest registers of motion. Light and sound, wordless monotone, an imitation of life beyond, world beyond. The strange, bright fact that breathes and eats out there. The thing that's not the movies.